Drop a couple links in the chat as well. Peace, 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 peace. I'm Rami Salam El. Thank you for joining. Thank you for joining. Welcome, welcome. We're gonna give you an update on not we, but I'm gonna give you an update on the rise of the Moors, the rise of the Moors Wakefield standoff case. Um, just covering some information and facts about the case. Um, to give an update to especially Moorish Americans out there, Moors out there, but anybody that's interested in the case and maybe following along. Uh, just gonna give it a second. Let folks come on in, and then we'll get started on the update. We'll get started on that. Pardon me on that. Okay, here we go. Got it. All right, all right. Gave folks a chance to come on in. Peace, peace, peace. Again, I'm Rami Salam El. I'm Moorish American. Thank you for watching. Thank you for joining us. I'm just here to give you an update on the rise of the Moor Wakefield standoff case. I just wanted to give some details of the case, quick summary. Uh, After about an 11-hour standoff negotiation, 11 men were taken into custody. These 11 men um, are part of a group known as the Rise of the Moors organization, um, calling themselves foreign nationals based in Rhode Island. And to give you a list of the charges that they were charged with, all of the suspects have been charged with unlawful possession of a firearm, unlawful possession of ammunition, use of body armor in commission of a crime, possession of a high capacity magazine, improper storage of firearms in a vehicle, and conspiracy to commit a crime. Um, there are a few of the members that were also charged with furnishing a false name to police. And the state police said additional charges are possible if the ongoing investigation, including the expected search of the defendant's two vehicles, determines they are warranted. And then I also wanted to give an update on the guns or the things that were found after they executed a search warrant on the vehicles. And here we go. Matter of fact, just so you know where I'm reading from. Boom. And I'll drop all of the links that I'm dropping in the chat. I'll put them in the description later on. So they searched two vehicles. In the Ford Transit van, a CZP-10C pistol with loaded magazine was recovered from the passenger side rear seat. A Glock 44 .22 caliber semi-automatic pistol and loaded magazine. A Ruger 5.56 caliber semi-automatic rifle with loaded 28-round magazine. A Palmetto State Armory PA-15 rifle. About 630 live 223 caliber round of ammunition in a green bag, about 13 magazines loaded with an unknown quantity of ammunition, a sandwich bag filled with 22 caliber ammunition, a box of about 150 rounds of 9mm Luger caliber ammunition, 26 12 gauge shotgun shells, a box of approximately 140 5.56 caliber rounds, a loaded 9mm Luger magazine, a box of about 112 gauge shotgun shells, 7 magazines loaded with an unknown amount of ammo recovered from a white trash bag under the van's second row bench seat, about 50 .308 caliber rounds, approximately 27.62 by 5.1 caliber rounds, and then in the Honda Ridgeline, the other vehicle, they had a Remington Model 700 uh, Winchester caliber rifle with Nico scope recovered in the back seat, a loaded Mossberg Model 930 12 gauge loaded semi-automatic shotgun recovered between the front passenger seat and center console, a Glock semi-automatic pistol recovered from the back seat, 3 loaded 5.56 caliber magazines, 1 loaded 22 caliber magazine, 1 loaded 308 caliber magazine, a clear bag containing ammo, a loaded 40 caliber drum magazine, a box of 20 308 caliber rounds, a box of 40 9mm Luger rounds, and 96 rounds of 5.56 caliber ammo. Court records show police also discovered gas cans, a pair of binoculars, empty holster, rubber gloves, sleeping bags, and other items. None of the firearms located in the van were properly stored and or out of reach of the occupants in a secure location, including a juvenile who is among those charged, according to prosecutors. None of the armed suspects ever provided a FID card or license to carry firearms from Massachusetts or any other state. Whew. Okay, so that was all the guns and ammunition recovered from the two vehicles. Now I wanted to get to an update of the actual court proceedings. Um, on Friday, today is the 10th. On Friday, the 9th, they were in court. Uh, one, because two of the individuals that were arrested refused to give names. And so they were ordered to give a name by Friday, which was yesterday, the 9th. One of them did give their name, which was, and this is, I'm actually reading from Bob Ward, Boston 25, a journalist that has been sitting in the court proceedings, and he was live tweeting. John Doe, Judge to John Doe 1, I need your name under oath. John Doe 1, I am prepared. John Doe 1 revealed his name. He was soft spoken. He is 31 years old, has a high school diploma. His name is Stephen Perez. The other person, yes, Stephen. It appears, yeah, but offered up a different ID in court today. So Stephen Perez offered up a different ID in court, but that's one of the people that refused to give his name. The other person refused to give his name. Um, yeah, the other person refused to give his name and was ordered to be. I'm looking through the tweets now, but was ordered, I believe, to be held in jail until Tuesday. Now, they did it in two sets on Friday. They also had, in addition to ordering the two people that didn't give their names, they also were having a dangerousness hearings. And let me give you the definition of dangerousness hearings. In Massachusetts in particular. Okay. Okay. A dangerousness hearing is held in order to determine whether a defendant will be held without bail for up to 120 days as the Commonwealth seeks. Um, and okay, so and obviously Massachusetts is a Commonwealth, and so this dangerousness hearing, pardon me, was to determine whether or not they were to be held without bail for up to 120 days. And the hearing was broken down into two parts, 5 people in each of the hearings. In the first hearing, uh, one of the people didn't give his name, and so he was taken back to jail. 3 of the people actually decided to, they said they wanted a little more time. Let me get the actual tweet. Let's see here. Yeah, Judge. Oh, here we go. Judge dressing John Doe 2. He would not provide name or date of birth, not submitting the fingerprints. Will call his case Tuesday. So the John Doe 2, the other person that refused to give his name, will be called back Tuesday. 3 of the 3 defendants are asking for a delay in their dangerousness hearings. Um, And so 3 of the defendants decided to have their hearing moved to Tuesday. And I also wanted to read a tweet here that was very important. Here we go. It said, Bob Ward said, excuse me, I've noticed the first 5 Rise of Moors defendants today are much more respectful of the court than they were at arraignments earlier this week. So far, no interruptions or outbursts at all, and some are rethinking legal self-representation. Um, so the energy was a bit different in the court for the dangerousness hearing on Friday than it was when they originally got arraigned. And then let me go to the second part of the dangerousness hearing. In the second part of the hearing, oh, thank you. Just to answer the person in the chat, I'm reporting the information for those that are interested in the case and want to get an update on what's going on. So that's why I'm doing this. um, got you. And so there's of the second group, of the second 5 of the Rise of the Moors defendants have arrived at court, and some of them wanted to proceed with the dangerousness hearing today, that day. Jamal, uh, the leader, Jamal Bay, still not accepting lawyer, was ready to go to that day. Conald Pierre was ready for the hearing that day. Lamar Dow slash Bay is also ready to go. Um, and Perez wants a lawyer on standby. And so Perez was also, Stephen Perez seems like he was also going forward today. Excuse me, yesterday with the hearing, the dangerousness hearing. Got you. And then, so they were preparing court to hold dangerousness hearing for 6 defendants. Mm, Bob Ward stated in a motion to dismiss, the lawyer arguing clients charged with these weapon charges cannot be held without bail. The state was arguing that 58A often applied in firearms cases, and 58A is the dangerousness hearings. Um, Defense attorney arguing merely bearing arms is not dangerous. Defendants nodding heads in agreement. State saying the legislature has spoken. Defendant Latimer, and Bob Ward sometimes refers to Jamal as Latimer, and then sometimes as Jamal Bay, just so you know. Um, and Jamal was representing himself in court that day. Defendant Latimer, as his own lawyer, is saying no one was threatened. There was no threat. There is nothing to prove here. We were practicing our Second Amendment rights. No reason to be here and change. Judge rejects. Um, Cano, Cano Pierre and Bay's lawyer is arguing his clients is mentioned only once and never again in probable cause narrative. He is labeled arbitrarily as a defendant only once. That is not sufficient to continue proceedings against him. Case should be dismissed. And Stephen Perez, his attorney, was arguing the same. The state's position is that this is a joint venture case. The state saying this is not a case where an innocent passerby could be lumped in. They were all dressed the same, they traveled together, they communicated with each other. This is important here. Bob Ward states, Latimer/Bay, there was no danger to the public. This is Jamal speaking. There was no danger to the public. The state is making it look like we did something we didn't do. Our constitutional due rights are being violated. The judge responds, probable cause has been met. We are moving forward. These are interesting legal arguments. I believe that is Bob Ward commenting there. The court is reviewing the 3 exhibits the state will present at the hearing. They're proceeding with the dangerousness hearing. Okay. And so the state played the Massachusetts State Patrol's video of the initial encounter with the rise of the Moors on Saturday morning. Okay. And so I just give you the play-by-play real quick of just the video, just some brief pieces here. I feel it's important for the narrative. It's early AM. The trooper, Ryan Casey, approaching Latimer Bay, dressed in fatigues on side of 95 Wakefield. Trooper says, "What's going on, man?" Bay explains, "We are a local militia from Rhode Island on the way to Maine fueling up." Casey, "None of you have licenses?" Latimer Bay, Jamal, "No." Casey, "What are your plans?" Jamal, "We have some land in Maine near Bangor. We are going to train." Lattimore tells Trooper he doesn't have a social security number. Casey, the trooper, asks, "Were you born in the U.S.?" Latimer responds, "Yes." Latimer tells the other members they don't have to give MSP, the trooper, anything. Latimer says, "We just want to get going to Maine." Trooper asks, "Why are you on the side of the road?" Latimer says, "To gas up. Law says as long as you don't make any unnecessary stops, you can travel through with arms." Latimer produces federal law he says backs him up, but no one has a gun license. Tells Trooper he doesn't need one in Rhode Island. Lattimore said to Trooper, "I told them not to bring anything with them that could ID them." Second driver has no driver's license but writes down info for Trooper to look up. Trooper, "I have to ask you all to put your guns back." Latimer, "We're not going to do that." Trooper, "I'm calling my supervisor. We have to take your guns." Trooper, "Just for my safety, you got to put the guns down." Latimer, "For our safety, we can't." At this point, Trooper Casey is alone with several heavily armed, unidentified men on the side of Route 95. Other police arrive and talk to Latimer by 1:56 a.m. They ask Latimer to have guns put back in cars. Latimer argues Second Amendment and refuses. The trooper to Lattimore, "We are either going to let you go or we will arrest you in cuffs. What would you do if I told you you are under arrest?" Latimer, "You have no probable cause." Video ends as trooper tells Lattimore, "If we find you're in violation, you know what we have to do." So that was the exchange, the initial exchange between the trooper and Jamal, the leader of the Rise of the Moors militia organization group. Oh my goodness. To answer your question real quick, Jonathan Scott Bay, is it case law yet for the case number? I don't know of a case number per se. I didn't go to look it up. I will do a little research, and if I can find it, I'll put it in the description. Or if anybody's watching this and knows the case number, feel free to drop it in the comment section. Do I believe in enforcing the Constitution, Rami? Yes, I believe in abiding by the laws of the Constitution for the United States of America. Um, okay. Okay, and then the court back in session. Let's get back focused. Okay. Um, so after the video end, it was a recess in court, and now the defense had their side and was introducing its own 20-minute video. Um, the defense will introduce three exhibits. Lattimore wants to introduce video, photos, and present witnesses. The judge is going over potential. This is coming from Bob Ward in the court. Bob Ward, Boston 25. Shout out to Bob Ward. Judge is going over potential evidence with Lattimore. She says we can continue this on Tuesday. Lattimore said, I don't want a continuance. I want to get out of jail. Back in session now. Now defense is showing its own video. It's video of Lattimore explaining what is going on. This looks like the group's live stream video from Saturday. In quotations, we have been extra careful not to violate the federal law of the United States. And just a side note, I believe I know which video he's speaking about, and I will drop that in the comment section in the description once I get done with this video, because I believe it's, oh, excuse me, I should have started off with that. Also, the rise of the Moors YouTube channel has been taken down. So all of the videos that were up and available, from the Rise of the Moors organization and their perspective, at least coming directly from them, that channel is no longer available. But I still believe, as it pertains to this here, the video that Jamal is playing in court, I believe there's still copies floating around. So I'll do my best to find a link and put it in the description for you all. Um, okay, back to where I was going. Latimer on video being played to court. We are not anti-government. We are not anti-police. We are not sovereign citizens. We are not black identity extremists. In video, Latimer watches MSP close 95. He warns his member not to point anything at the MSP, the Massachusetts State Patrol. He observes, MSP is willing to kill us, and we have done nothing. Video shows rise of more members standing in the middle of closed 95 holding what I think is a Moroccan flag. Latimer, talking to camera, accuses MSP of escalating the situation. At 4 a.m., Latimer says we are in North America, Morocco. Standoff continues. He again runs through earlier conversations with MSP about his group and right to peaceful journey. As sun rises in selfie-style video, Latimer again reviews earlier events. This is similar, possibly the same to the video the group live streamed as it happened. Video ends as Latimer says he is live on YouTube. Defense rests. Just wanted to cover a couple more, and then get out of here with it. Just wanted to summarize some key points in the back and forth during court. Here we go. State, as video begins, the group president the group presents themselves as polite and articulate, but as time goes on, there are more and more violations. Latimer Bay responds, I never said no to putting down my firearms. I had the right under the Second Amendment. Um, Judge, I saw the video and I saw the trooper ask you to put your guns down and you said no. I had a Second Amendment right. Um, Judge is taking one more recess. Oh, excuse me. Latimer, the Commonwealth is murdering, quote unquote, the quote, the Commonwealth is murdering the Constitution. The state police is pulling the trigger. We are trying to resurrect it, unquote. Um, the last few here. Judge, is your decision to represent yourself voluntary? Johnson, a different Rise Lamore member. None of this is voluntary. I'm being forced into this. I haven't faced my accusers. Judge, we are not at trial yet. Um, Judge is taking one more recess. Closing statements are done. The judge is back, and then the news that Bob Ward broke is that the judge ordered the 6 members of the Rise of the Moors group to be held without bail. And so I need to get the specifics on exactly which 6. It's a little bit difficult trying to follow the tweets. So I'll get a summary for you and drop that in the comment section. But one of the people that was to be held without bail, and to the best of my knowledge, it was for 120 days, was Jamal, the leader, Jamal Lattimore slash Bay. Um, and so that was 4 months from July 9th. So that's a long time for the 6 of the Rise of the Moors members to be held without bail in jail in relation to the Wakefield standoff case. Um, as it continues, there's a court session trial, or excuse me, a court hearing on Tuesday. I'll do my best to follow along with that. And as more news and more information comes out, I'll do my best to convey it to you all. Um, is there anything that I am missing in terms of the update? Um, okay, I don't see any. Is there a connection? Ah, Nemo Nobody. It's a great question. Is there a connection between the Rise of the Moors group and the Moorish Science Temple of America, or are they totally separate groups? Nemo Nobody, they are indeed 2 completely separate organizations. The Moorish Science Temple of America was founded and created by a person named Noble Drew Ali, who Moorish Americans consider to be a true and divine prophet. Um, that organization is a civic organization to help its members become better citizens, American citizens, to obey the laws of the government and abide by the Constitution, um, to be about love instead of hate, to represent love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice. The Rise of the Moors is a completely separate organization. It was created by Jamal Latimer slash Bay. um, yeah, I don't want to try and speak too much more on the Rise of the Moors organization. They do have a website, riseofthemoors.org, that you can find more information. But just to answer the question, completely separate organizations. Um, okay. Ah, indeed, indeed. The good stuff indeed. Well, that pretty much sums up the update that I have for you today. Um, please look into the information for yourself. Um, yeah. Thank you for watching. Thank you for joining. If you would like to know more information in particular about Moorish Americans, um, which is something completely Moorish Americans in the Moorish Science Temple of America, which is something different from the Rise of the Moors. Please contact me at iamhhtemple@gmail.com. Thank you. Peace. And love. Love is the key. Love is the way. You have a great day.